then shock Real Madrid.
Put up which fight?
But I don't see that happening.
Put up which fight? Real Madrid lost their last game against Espanyol in the La Liga. So they would you go expect them to say, push comes to shove, they are coming into this one to at least correct the scoreline, get the win, get the trophies back in line, and perhaps at least we know that okay, there's still hope for 3 trophies. The what's it called? The treble. There's still hope for the treble yet, but I just feel like in this game now, Real Madrid would go on with a young setup.
Yeah, this is a game you'd be expecting Real Madrid to start with. A lot of fans have been clamoring for the club to starting Rodrigo as a permanent member of the setup. There's also the option to play Vini as well as Kylian Mbappe. But then this is a game that you would rest some of these big guys and then play an Adagula, play Ibrahim Diaz, play some of the other guys in the side that are needing first team football. Otherwise, you are going to lose them in the summer. So they need to be giving these guys a starting bet in the side. So I think this is a game they can, start with the young lads and then bring on.
We're talking about Real Madrid hunting for free players. So if you're free, don't choke them, because we heard rumors that Alphonso Davies will stay for a very long time at Bayern Munich. Will stay in Germany for a very long time.
If you look at this Real Madrid game that's happening today, Real Madrid, they are looking for the treble. They have not won a treble in their whole career.
No.
They won a treble in their whole career, so they are trying to do that for the first time in their whole career. But if you look at this game today, I think they are supposed to be winning Leganes if they play well. The problem that they have a problem in that their defense.
Rudy Garcia is out. I think it's for 6 weeks or so. He's out, and he's not going to be coming back. Even in the La Liga the next match. So what do you expect the defense line to look like? Because Asensio cannot. Is it Ferran Asensio or what's his name now? Is not, according to Ancelotti, he's not a centre half. And you're looking out for a left back in Alphonso Davies. You have this guy that could also play a centre half position. The Mendy guy, Ferland Mendy. So which defender now wants to play for Real Madrid that can replace? I mean, Mr. is still out. We don't know if it's all season that he will be out.
Even Alaba is injured.
So Alaba came back, and all of a sudden, I told you this is no match fit. If they rush him in, they'll rush him back to the hospital. And all of a sudden, we are hearing rumors that he's probably going to be going back to the hospital anytime soon.
It's I think about 8 weeks. Injuries. They decided not to buy the January, so it's their fault. Ancelotti is saying that the squad is enough for him. He's been saying it since January.
When you have a meeting with Perez, you will know why Ancelotti said that, because he knows that if he goes out for all the big money signings and he doesn't get a trophy, and not just any trophy, the Champions League and the La Liga, they double, he's going to be out on.
Well, if you look at that relationship between Perez and Ancelotti, I don't think he can sack Ancelotti even if Ancelotti doesn't win anything.
Because he's not the manager that wants to buy all the star players in the market. He wants three things as well.
For example, if they don't win anything this season, Perez has to take the blame because he didn't buy.
Of course.
Obviously that he did not buy. So I don't think, and if you look at it, I think he's going to sign a new contract with Real Madrid. And he said that until Real Madrid said that they don't want to do again, then he will leave and retire. As far as Real Madrid wants him, he is going to be staying. But let's see what that game we're talking about, this Leganes versus Real Madrid is happening today. Let's hope the better team win. But if you go to England, the Carabao Cup is happening today. The semi-final of that competition is Newcastle is going to be hosting Arsenal at the St. James's Park. Remember, in the first leg 3 weeks ago, Arsenal lost that game 2-0 at the Emirates. Now they are going away. Newcastle have been losing games at the St. James's Park, so Arsenal can smell blood.
Of course.
And they won. They're just coming back from that 5-1 thrashing for City. So I think Arteta is going to play the full squad because Neto is cup tied. So the first
he can't play.
The first group have to start. Then I think he's going to play his full squad. But if you look at generally that game, what do you think will happen? Newcastle versus Arsenal.
Newcastle will be City.
For me, there are two sides of this conversation now that are attractive to me. The first side of this conversation is Arsenal go there, beat Newcastle, qualify into the next round, and then they have one step closer to clinching silverware under Arteta. That is attractive for me. But then the second side of the dynamics is Arsenal go there, get beaten 5-0, and they crash out of this competition, and that validates my stance since the beginning of the summer that they needed to get in a striker in. That would make it overly clear to Arteta that he made a mistake not pursuing a viable option in this January. So either way it goes, it's attractive to me, but then I wouldn't want to see Arsenal crash out of this competition, being that it could be the only silverware they get this season.
Yeah, they're out of the FA Cup now. They have only Carabao. They need to actually
Carabao
fight
Cup and Champions League.
Champions League though. The Premier League, even the Premier League
and EPL.
and EPL, it's possible for them to win any of them.
See, it's how they give people hope. You just give people children hope up and down.
But for Arsenal, I think coming back from a 5-1 win against Manchester City gives them confidence boost.
You build on the momentum, you do all those things, and Newcastle will not park the bus and hit you with just 1-0. And things have closed.
That's the problem with Man City. Man City came out to score.
Man City came out to play
playing high line.
I
I don't think Newcastle will do that.
Newcastle is not going to commit the same blunder. Arsenal have been playing high line, but when they will miss big team, you see the high line drop deep a bit. Now Newcastle play high line, and they lost. I think they lost against Fulham. So they want to retaliate. They want to come back from that loss. They want to do everything in their power to get a possible win. And 2-0 up. I think it was 2-0 they beat Arsenal in the first leg at the Emirates. 2-0 up. And you say Arsenal will come to the St. James Park with the heavy fan base, and you lose. In that moment, the sack letter and everything, all the coaching staff, it's not even just.
I don't think
it's not just
this match.
It's not just
sack letter
for me. It's not just not Arteta. I'm not talking about Arteta this time. Eddie Howe and all his coaching staff.
They cannot sack Eddie Howe.
They can't sack Eddie Howe. No way.
No, I'm just if now.
Not going to happen.
Wait, now I'm not saying this Kwasim. I'm saying if now me 2-0 up against Arsenal that you know can bottle things as Tottenham, and you lose and you bottle the FA Cup final spot, you are gone.
For me, I think in this encounter right now, Arsenal need to be the progressive one of the pair playing. They can't sit back and they don't have a choice. They have to attack.
Oh, let's compare the midfield now, because I'm seeing we have all the people say Declarice, Jorginho. I find trouble small. Declarice, Jorginho, and Partey, because he will definitely want to start at least.
It should be Declarice, Odegaard, Partey. Simple. QED.
Then in the midfield of Newcastle, who do you have there? You have Tonali, who's won this year. You have this guy, Bruno. You get. And in a young player, maybe you want a workhorse again, you bring in a long staff. The staff of Moses, he will come and do the work. Why Tonali and Bruno can go ahead and be creative minds? Because so it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be who runs the most in midfield.
Okay, that game is happening today at St. James's Park. If you look at what Arsenal has been doing in the past couple of weeks, they are trying. I don't think they have lost a game since early December or something. So they have been drawing and winning games. Let's see. Okay, they have lost the FA Cup. Even the Carabao Cup. Okay, they have not lost to the league. They have lost to this.
we just come today to give them a hope, high hope. And the Champions League is not lost as well.
And if you look at Arteta, he was talking about in the press conference that he's angry. He's angry that he didn't get anything. He didn't get anything in this transfer window. That I think he's not trying to blame the board, but he's saying that they should have actually brought in a striker. But I don't know how they are planning it. I think that for me, when he said that he doesn't want to give false hope. You know, the thing about coaches that they take blames. Even if they go to the board and the board say, Omo, we know if sign striker for you, or we know see if he do anything for you, you have to go there and find a way to talk to the fans so that they can. But Arsenal actually needed a striker for this competition.
No doubt, they need a striker. Yeah, they need a striker. Remember we said it that if you look at Arsenal forwards numbers for last season, pari passu with this season, you are going to see there's been a sharp decline from scoring 14-15 last season, 16-17 last season. The average forward for Arsenal now, when we talk about forwards, we're talking about right wingers, left winger, and then the man that is playing first line for Arsenal, talking about Kai Havertz. All their numbers are below 8 goals. Kai Havertz is the only guy sitting at 7 or 8 if you add his goal against Man City. The rest of them, Saka is on 5, Martinelli is on 4 or 5 as well. And then you look at the other goals that come from the likes of Odegaard and the rest, those numbers are pretty low. That just exacerbates the fact that they need a striker up front. They need a 9 up front in that position. Now, it's fine and cool for you to say we have Jesus, we have Saka, but these guys are out injured, and Jesus will never play for Arsenal till next season.
Yes.
And Saka is out for about 8 weeks. You understand me?
Now,
so that means now that there is a need for Arsenal to get somebody in, and this January was a golden opportunity for them to do that. It shouldn't have been Watkins, because Watkins, there was no way Aston Villa are going to lose John Duran and then lose Watkins as well at the same window. It's not going to happen. It could have been a Rashford on loan and go back next season. It could have been anybody. They were Man City bought a striker this window, for crying out loud. So
when I told you that the change in what's it called now, recruitment staff, when Edu resigned from his job, the person who took over, he said there's a file. You enter office, you will not first of all trash the file that is there.
That's what I'm saying. There's a docket. There's a docket already there.
You
go in there, pick a candidate, and go shopping.
What if the candidate that is on that docket is not the choice I want? You get. I still have to, as a new technical director, I still have to talk to the board to at least release money for me to get players in, which is going to be tough.
Funds is not an issue. Funds is not an issue.
We keep saying funds is not an issue. Funds is not an issue. But we've seen that is the issue now, because they don't want to.
Wasn't an issue because they tabled a bid of £60 million for Watkins. They came back and dropped a 70 million bid. So clearly, 70 million was not the problem. Funds was not the problem. You understand me? The issue I feel is a lack of will for the.
I think the lack of planning too.
Yes,
because
why wait till the very last day of the window to make the bid?
Look at head of recruitment for West Ham, for instance. For instance, he left in December, and they brought in somebody in. The person they brought in immediately said, "Okay, fine. I have to have a one-on-one with the coach. Who do you need?" And he said, "Oh, I can't work with Danny Ings. I need somebody." So it's one-on-one. You first come to the coach and talk one-on-one, but you went straight to the board. And you going straight to the board is like by cutting somebody that has the right or the final signature to get the players you need in.
Okay, that Carabao Cup is happening today, 9 p.m. Newcastle is going to be hosting Arsenal today. Let's see what happens in that game. Now, moving to transfers. Transfers are concluded, so we are going to talk about generally how the club fared in this transfer window. First of all, who do you think won this transfer market?
It has to be Aston Villa.
If you look at the team, the players Aston Villa brought in this January.
After the 7 way they bring in for summer.
Let's not. They are a building side. Why I say Aston Villa won this transfer window, and I'm going to give you.
Before you continue, I want to talk about teams that did not buy anything for Arsenal. They did not buy any players this January, so everybody is angry. I went on social media and I was seeing comments everywhere, even though they are still in the honeymoon of the 5-1, because the window closed and everybody started complaining again. Arsenal didn't buy any player throughout this transfer. We see this yesterday, and we did a podcast too. We did a short transfer news for you on our podcast at Volt FM Sports. Go on YouTube and see it. We did a good job there. Go there, like our comments. Please share that comment and share our content there. Have an amazing content at YouTube at Volt FM Sports. But if you look at Arsenal, they didn't buy. Same with Liverpool. They did not buy it too, but Liverpool are first and Arsenal is second.
You can't compare both teams, because when you talk about Liverpool, you have a Mo Salah who is over-indexing every other player, every other striker in the Premier League right now. Best season so far. I think this season is just pales in comparison with. It's not one of his best seasons, because let's not forget there was a certain year him and Mane equaled 24 goals in a calendar year, and they both got golden boot for that season. So this should be the closest it's come to that. But
when I said best season so far, this is game week 20.
Of course.
And how many goals does he have?
You know that Salah at some point broke the highest goal scorer in the Premier League.
In the Premier League, and the most goals came in the second half of the season. But in the first half of the season, he scored more goals and he has broken more records in the first half of the season. So that's why I said best season so far, because maybe towards the end of the season now, the goals start dropping.
And that's the thing. If he doesn't break his record
then
in that calendar year, but at least it could be maybe one of the top
so
3
far,
seasons.
So far now, it's been the best season so far.
Liverpool didn't need to buy anybody.
Look across the pond. Liverpool have Salah. They have Luis Diaz. They have Diego Jota. They have slow motion Gakpo. They even have Darwin Nunes.
Blind Nunes.
We are talking about these players could walk into any of the top 5 clubs in Europe right now and start, not bench. Then you look across the pond at Arsenal. Name me one player apart from injured Saka now that could walk into any of the top 5 clubs in Europe and start.
Come on now. Even as he come Arsenal, he ain't go bench.
True talk, man.
But the only person that could at least try for that front line, maybe Kai Havertz.
But you know the problem is that the guys you are chasing are well loaded up forward. And you that you are chasing the champion with 2 bullet holes in your right and left foot. And you are playing the game with one hand tied behind your back. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight, right? And at the end of the day now, Arsenal are going to fall off second or third because City is still giving them a run for their money. And we'll come back at the end of the season and we'll say, oh, we finished second. At least Arteta is trying. And we'll continue the cycle again.
Talking about Arsenal, after this game, it's going to be another criticism. If they lose this game, then I start blaming me again. You'll have bought a striker. A striker would have helped you probably win this Newcastle game today and all that. But let's see what happened. But these 2 things they did not buy, which is for me, it's sad. But Liverpool, they don't really need to bother because they are top of the Champions League. They are playing around 16. Now they are top of the Premier League with 6 points with 1 game in hand. So they are probably in a safe space than Arsenal. But let's see, as we Bishop used to say on this show, if Arteta doesn't win the trophy,
he's out of it. You know, there's a popular saying that goes that religion is the opium of the people. But for Arsenal, blowout against City, blowout against Liverpool is the opium. It's the opium of Arsenal fans. Because when they have that result, they forget about the capitulating performances on the pitch. They forget about the gaping hole in attack. They forget about every other frailty within the side. And yes, we are going to win the title. 3 weeks down the line, 3 losses in a row. Reality sets in.
Okay, talking about this transfer window, I think Aston Villa did well in this transfer window. The kind of players they bought,
yes,
and the kind of, I think they should be looking to finish top 4.
Of course,
look at the players they bought, and they made money. The thing about Aston Villa, they didn't even like buy.
Yes,
they made money. They sold John Dura about £70 million, bought only I think Marlon for 20. And collected the rest on loan. And collected everybody else on loan.
Let me just set.
I think they sold Buendia as well.
Let me set the record straight. They sold 2 players for 30 million and then got in 75 million for what's his name now? John Duran. Then of the 30 million they made initially, they bought Marlon for 20. So that's 96 million coming in or thereabouts, and about 20 million going out. And then you get the likes of Rashford, the likes of Disasi or Disaster, you get Asensio, all of them free of charge into the first team. What are we talking about here? That's what you call tactical genius. And let's not forget that these guys are straight through to the round of 16 in the Champions League. So for all Man U fans that are happy Rashford is off their books and Aston Villa are paying 75% of his wages, you get to watch this guy in the round of 16. Maybe
you get to watch him in the Champions League.
Yes, you get to watch him in the Champions League.
The same thing with Real Betis, Anthony. But I'll go back to one fact. We saw the same thing with Jadon Sancho at Dortmund. After first 5 games, the media was everywhere. At Chelsea, media is everywhere. After 7 games, what is the story?
For me, for this Rashford case, we're going to go to Manchester United, but I think there's a problem with this Rashford case because you will not tell me that he's that lazy in training. For me, see how it works for me. For example, for Chilwell, for Chelsea, it's not that he did anything wrong.
Yes.
It's not that the club wants you to leave. The coach have to find a way to make you leave.
Godwin. The coach sets a standard.
Which standard is that we don't know? Standard, your striker know they score goals.
See, that's why in the last game,
and you went and played Meno up front.
That's why in the last game, Meno scored a goal in midweek. The next game, striker know they score goals. Since he can score in the midweek, bros, play as striker for me. Though you can come back and play as a midfielder, but just be there.
You know.
Okay. So I just feel like he set a standard in training. Though it's like what Benny McCarthy said sometimes. He said these players, you see them in training, you see them do take-ons in training, you see them do this in training. But on the field, 90 minutes, you're like, I saw this guy last night. Now he was training heavy last night. What is happening here? It's like I can do everything in training, but I can't do it on the pitch. Rashford for me on the pitch is one of the best players, but in training, I have to say it. Is we call him Gen Z Rashford. Is a TikToker in training.
For me, there are just 2 candid points I want to drop on this matter. The first point I want to drop on this matter is that one of the reasons why these players seem to be over-indexing elsewhere apart from Manchester United is the fact that there is no expectation hanging over their head.
Mm-hmm.
At Manchester United, Rashford has the record of doing a 30-goal season. He has the record of coming good for them, winning a couple of competitions, and then in this current season where he's a shadow or a shell of his former self, the fans, there's extra scrutiny on him. There's extra scrutiny on if he's performing well. There's extra scrutiny on if he should still be in the squad given his poor performances. But at Aston Villa, there's no data bank. There's no expectation.
He has not
Just
played
come
yet,
and
though.
play. He has not played yet.
He has
So
not played yet.
the only thing you can use to judge Rashford going forward now at Aston Villa is his week in, week out performances on the pitch.
And the thing about him going there that he's going to play every week.
Of course.
Whether by starting or by substitute, I think Emery is always going to
Playing
play.
every week is not promised, because remember there was a certain guy who came into Manchester United, was playing a certain player every week. Playing every week and not performing every week, you wind up on the bench.
Yes, but at least he will start by playing first. I don't think they will buy Rashford and keep him on the bench for 6 months and paying 75% of his wages. Nobody does that. But
See,
I think after
he will
Man,
play.
you did.
You know, see, he will play. The thing is, he's a smart player. He's a very good player.
Rashford is a good player.
He's a very
If you
good
put
player.
Rashford in Arsenal team,
This Rashford you are talking about is you need to wipe your memory bank. You need to wipe your memory bank. Stop remembering Rashford of 7 years ago.
You know, at some point he was rated ahead of Kylian. Dribbles, he has it A1. Take-ons, he's like one of the counter-attack. You need him. He's like the fastest player. At some point, he was the fastest player in the Premier League until then James broke his record.
Was the productivity?
That was the same season you said 30 goals season. He had goals.
let's talk
What
about
happened to the goal?
talking about Manchester United. Let's talk about Manchester United because they did some few business in this transfer. I don't think you blame Rashford for instance because sometimes it depends on the team. If you put Rashford in this Arsenal team, I think he will perform better. Because Arsenal create more chances and they hold the ball more. So those pocket of spaces
Rashford would excel in a counter-attacking team, not in a possession-based team.
What happened to Martinelli? He's not doing well.
There's another angle you're not seeing. If you do not respect the manager on the job, you will not perform.
That's the only problem. For example, even we're talking about counter-attacking team, Sterling was fast. They played for Man City and they were scoring goals. It's about creating chances. If your team creates 1,000 chances whether they are defending or counter-attacking, as far as people are creating chances, you will score goals. The problem is that Man U they create chance.
Let's talk about Man U they create chance.
Compared to other teams, man. Let's not go there.
How many chances do you put on Højlund's feet, for example, in this season?
And mind you, this is 6 games without a goal for both strikers in the Manchester United setup.
Look at what we are talking. We're talking about Havertz the other time. Havertz will miss like 4 chances in a game. That means Arsenal created 4 clear chances for him to score goal. But how many chances do Man U create? How
many does Højlund get?
That's the problem.
Why does Højlund keep dropping back when he should be camping in the box? He's not getting supply, and Baba cannot kill himself. Same thing for Zeski as well. Zeski is so frustrated now that he has to come and play 10 to supply somebody, and the person you are supplying cannot finish. That's the problem.
So Man U just they let go of Malaysia. Malaysia is now in Holland.
PSV.
On loan on Netherlands too because they brought in Doku from Lecce. Now they have this guy
Luke
Shaw. That's
the problem with Man United.
This is the problem with Manchester United. We said, I think there was somebody on our YouTube that said it, that this guy has said that they want to bring in Dogu. He has started training again. You know the annoying point of this whole thing now is that because he's Luke Shaw, because he's an England boy, they will rather keep him as the backup to Dogu rather than Malacia. That's the thing.
The thing is, Malacia is out on loan. We'll see him perform again. I think that 1 year, 500 and something days he was off, had the ball talking. They get bored with talk. People will talk. 500 days, you're not in the first team.
How much was he on? It's not as if he's on 300,000 pounds.
The guy comes out to tell you, I was facing life-threatening events. And he's like, okay, fine. Since you're back from it, mentally you're back, physically you're back. You should be starting games. And the coach is saying, okay, I can't use this player. And Luke Shaw is back on training. Now, Dogu, on the other hand, Chinaze Ekpere, now on the other hand, he's back in the Man United side. He wants to play. You won't put him in a competition with Luke Shaw because the fan base will definitely prefer Luke Shaw over him.
The question, though, is that Luke Shaw is 3 games away from another injury and a heartbreak for Manchester United incoming. Luke Shaw is just 3 games away from another sidelining. You just watch it out now, because this man, Licha the Butcher, is out till next season. Out, done, dusted. That defense is decimated without him already. And then you have Luke Shaw coming back. The only option you have in that position, you loaned him out to PSV. I'm just here for the annihilation. I'm here for the war. Straight up.
This thing. I just remember what this guy said now. Gary Neville. He came out to criticize. Now he said people that say sack Ten Hag. This Man United legends and their fan base, they think alike. And I hate to say this. The same man that was saying Ten Hag is now coming to say Ten Hag had the better season. Ten Hag is a better manager than Amorim. And I'm like, bro, you said Ten Hag was not good enough. The same thing you said about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who was your teammate at some point, wasn't good enough. Mourinho was not good enough. Who come good for Man U?
That's the thing.
Because even if Ferguson comes back now to this crop of players, trust me, he's going to sell every last one of them.
Let's see what Man U did not only buy in this summer. They buy Doku, just a left wing back that is going to be playing with Shaw in that position. Shaw is back in training, but for Manchester United, they have a more than 100 million pound striker in Zeski and Højlund. They are not scoring goals in the past 7 or 8 games. No goals for both of them.
We will still forgive Zeski his first season in the Premier League.
Another thing you need to also put in perspective is the fact that attacking options for Manchester United just depleted by 3 players. They are out now, so you only have your Zeski and Højlund, no other backup. Because I'm not seeing Manchester United going to go and bring Chido from the academy.
He might be coming in anytime soon.
I think for Manchester United, they need to finish this season up. They will wrap it up. Then next season we will see who is going. Because you will not blame me. Rashford needs to go. We have to let go one of these strikers. Either Zeski, because the truth is that he didn't buy any of these strikers.
Okay,
he made them in that, and you cannot just most times when you come mid-season, like the way he did, you cannot just come and just let go players. Sometimes give them time to adapt to your style, to see if it's going to work. It might work for me. I think Højlund might work.
Højlund will work. He's been in that
because
system.
Højlund and this guy from him in Sporting Leader are almost by the same striker, tall, strong striker. They just need to create chances. Victor, Gokares. Do you understand? If he trains well, he might be like him. After all, Victor was a late boomer.
That's how they said Højlund could be like Haaland after our market.
It might still
they
be like
they don't give out passes, but this guy still made up to 10 passes.
Okay,
10 shots.
Imagine Højlund.
70% of his goals. 75% of his goals came without an assist to the goals.
Imagine Højlund playing at this Manchester City when they were playing, well, not this season, maybe say like 2 seasons ago, when they were creating 1 million chances. Højlund would be scoring goals, probably not like Haaland, but you will be hitting at least 20 goals in a season. It's possible because the problem with Manchester United, they are not even playing well. Nobody's talking about even if you play well, you create chances. That's how football works. But let's see what Amorim is going to do. Everybody is interested in what Amorim is going to do. For me, I always say that I don't think that three at the back will work for Manchester United, but anything can work. For me, that's a personal opinion, but he is going to do his best. It's going to take him time. I think he's going to take him this season, even next season. If the third season might be seen because he took Arsenal actually 4 seasons.
This is half season, first full season and second full season.
He's a young coach, yes. He took Arsenal.
That's if they don't sack him.
That's the thing, though.
Arsenal started performing after, I think, Arteta's 3.5 seasons.
After Arteta's second season, first season was 8th, second season was 6th, and from there the trajectory went up.
He finished the first season, the 8th, then he started moving on. So by taking maybe 3 seasons, 2 seasons or 3 seasons. But let's see what happens with him. For Manchester City, they actually bought well, even though they are not playing well. They just unveiled Nico Gonzalez yesterday. He arrived yesterday. They finished the deal, but he completed the papers yesterday. Manchester City really bought well this January transfer window. Do you think that this buying can translate, John, to the pitch?
Yeah, I think, for translating to the pitch, it's going to be a nice one to see how Guardiola is going to incorporate these guys into the team. Because for me, playing Akonji and Stones side by side is a no-no for me. Stones should be phased out of the team. Give Kushanov or you give Victor Reis a starting bet. It's better you start the way let's say, for example, it's better you start the pair you want to play continually. Let them make their mistakes. Let them have those errors, but start the pair, let them bond like we see at Arsenal with Saliba and Magalhaes, and then you can move forward with it. Fashion. So let's see how that experiment goes. But thing we all know is that the rebuild has not ended. The rebuild continues in the
In
summer.
the summer. Okay, now so if you look at, do you think that they are out of top four because Chelsea won yesterday for
Because
Man City is fifth now.
Yeah.
Do you think that buying all these players, your two young defender,
one midfielder, one supporting striker,
do you think
and
that,
all of those people.
do you think that it will work out for Pep Guardiola and they will finish top four? Because one person has to drop. It looks like Liverpool is going to win the league. Arsenal obviously will finish second. Nottingham Forest is not about to drop any points. They are winning their game.
7-0.
See,
They
so
lost
it's
5-0.
going
They
to
got
be
it
a
back.
stiff battle to the final game.
Top six.
That's four. That's
You see,
top
for me,
four.
top
Is that going to
six.
be a problem?
Top six. I'm not going to talk about top four now. You see, top six. The battle of top six ends in 11th position. That's if whoever is in 11th position correctly. Now, there battle of top six end, and anybody who snooze will lose.
Simple.
Be it Man City, be it Nottingham Forest, be it Aston Villa, be it what's it called, Arsenal, be it even Chelsea. If you snooze, you lose. You lose a position because just 5 points between you and the 11th position. So it becomes a problem for you to say, okay, let me just dash out a couple of points. Nobody's going to wait for you to dash out a couple of points and get it back. Because Fulham is there chasing the top Continentals. Everybody's chasing the Continentals. So I just feel like Man City should start winning games.
Man City should start winning games. I think that the problem is Pep have not been in this position before. He cannot even navigate what is happening to his team because I think if you look at him in the sidelines, it's like, what did happen here? Like, I can't even believe what is happening.
Isn't it? I think one thing for me is I feel like, okay, fine, you introduce young players to replace, because the same thing he did with Foden. I'll still use that. Foden is the best case study now for Man City. As that best case study, David Silva, they old. You bring in somebody to learn from him. You bring in Foden. 1 year, 6 months. Foden not into the lineup, starting lineup. Good game for him. Rico Lewis is young. Though he was a midfielder, he can play as right back. This guy is getting old. He comes off, plays for him, learns off him. 1 year, 6 months. He should be starting in that position by now.
Shut up.
You get just the same way you allowed Foden go into that position.
Let's not even talk of Oscar Bob.
Oscar Bob can learn off Kelvin De Bruyne, and at least as injured now, he comes into training. He looks at what the Kevin is doing. Kevin is getting old. At some point, you just say, okay, Oscar, go and replace Kevin. Now you have a Foden, Oscar Bob, Rico Lewis, and this Austin McCarthy, what's his name, can also play as mid. So it's like, okay, Gundogan, learn off Gundogan. This is how you place. It's like sending them on IT. We call it IT industrial training. So it's like sending them on IT. They can learn off these top players, and at least when these top players are out or perhaps they don't have the legs to run anymore, they can come in and replace them just good.
Okay, if you are going to go to our YouTube comment shortly, John is going to read some of the comments of our YouTube because we have comments in this. We have comments on our comment section. Remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports, and I can see some few comments here, and we are going to talk about those comments. But for Manchester City, they have done well in this transfer window, but will it translate to the pitch? Is where the problem is, because buying a couple of players most times takes them time to gel. But I think Pep should go back to what he was working for him. I think that when he won the Champions League, he was playing for at the back. But once they have the ball, he still moves to the midfield.
Sure.
To crowd the midfield, and he was working out for him. I didn't know why he changed that style. I didn't know why. I think he should go back to that style.
At some point, when Rodri picked up a knock last season, I think Stones was the defensive midfielder.
I think
it should not be just that. See, you know, this guy makes mistake in your box 18 area. He makes mistakes in defensive area. But ball carriage, ball playing, he's good on the ball. He's good with the passes. He's good on everything. Send him to defensive midfield. He gets tackles in. And I feel like this season that he's trying to force Stones back to the first line is not working. With this guy off, and you're trying to pair Gundogan and
it's not working.
Just put Stones there.
Simple.
And still the midfield.
Okay, let's see what is going to decide. Now he has bought all these players. Let's see what's going to decide. Okay, let's go to our YouTube and read some of the comments there, John. Just read some of the comments we have on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, we have Joseph Phoebe saying, good morning, Volts FM. I don't see Arsenal going through tonight. A certain defensive and heavily built Newcastle players will let Arsenal score only 1 goal and punish them with 2. He goes on to say that, Godwin, I'm not liking the way you are pressing this Rashford issue. You can even see it on the pitch that this guy is not productive, not just productive, but doesn't have work rate. So why are you asking Nonso the standard that the coach set? The standard is this: even when you are not producing, please give me your work rate, period. Well said.
Rahim is saying hi, vote sports. How are you doing? Like, okay, say like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, you guys, communication, chemistry, and knowledge is world class. Best podcast in the world. Many thanks. So thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. We do this every day, Monday to Saturday here on Vote FM Sports. We are on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. We are on live at Enugu here. If you're listening to us, you can join us anywhere around the world now to follow us and talk football everywhere. Okay, we'll take a few phone calls about these transfer windows now. Tell us what you think that your club is going to have done in this transfer window. Do you think that they did a good business? For Chelsea fans, don't need to call. People don't buy anybody. So don't call. Don't call. People did not buy anybody. So the number, or you can call. Just call and
I not buy anybody. More than no
just call
call.
and rant. Just lay your complaint. We'll report to Todd Bully.
The number to call is 0706 048 5853. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Friday calling.
Okay, Friday. What is your contribution? Good morning.
I saw all the money for bad player. You know the money. That's
Okay.
why. I don't know the money for good for bad flag. You know the money. They say there's no flag and there's no this. Take a gula. The last one, the money. So that's it. Then about our Chelsea fans, just buy one player. I think 19 years or 20 years.
Yeah.
Bring some of the lone players. Two of them are ball.
We need to talk about 17-year-old children. Umaka.
There's no Umaka there. They're 19 years old. 19.
He's still Umaka.
Umaka.
Yeah.
Umaka. They beat you 2-1. Umaka.
I don't find trouble.
Look at you. Umaka. Look at the amount.
But it's true now. Gui.
See, I say, find you. And I get on the president. You know, find you at that. And I get on the like they go bring 2 players or 1 player. Like is not scoring. I say, hold on, it's not scoring. About 9 game or 8 game, it's not scoring. And I get on the president. Even at Chelsea now, they go see to the attack us. That match against Monday. And some money to the flop, they talk about this. They go win or they go win. When they get that position, relegation they go. So that's the way. My brother.
All right, thank you very much. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
About Chelsea, I didn't want to talk about Chelsea bought a 19-year-old Matisse. He's going to go on loan.
You bought a player.
No be the signing wey Chelsea fans dey clamour for. So wetin be the buy again?
You bought a player that you will send him back on loan, or you will send him to the reserves or the under-19s. And you tell me you bought a player. If that's the case, Man United bought 3 players this January.
Yes, one went back to the country.
This January, Man United bought like 3 players. Yes, because the other one went back to Colombia. Why the other guy is at the guy they bought from from Arsenal. Heavy.
Yes.
He there under 19. So they bought 2 players and plus Chinazek Dogu. So 3 players, Dogu, Pedro, Dion, and the Heaven guy.
You cannot go over. Well, let's see what happens.
What are we saying?
Let's take more calls. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Name and location, please.
Okay,
what is your contribution?
No, see, you don't finish, you don't come back.
I no run. Your fault na say I no get striker for that match yesterday. I no get players. My players were not available for that game yesterday on Monday.
You dey explain tire.
Can't wait to talk now to come around. So you already win that match. So Grandpapa still say he will come back to that for this 1 week to get it for that. And for today match, Arsenal Newcastle.
Yes.
Anything Arsenal like they don't do, they must lose that match. They are not qualifying anything.
Okay.
They don't know how to win trophy. So they should just be competing for the league and finishing second, escorting other people to win the league. So I think that Carabao Cup is either Newcastle or Tottenham winning.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, he doesn't think that Arsenal is going to win. Call us and tell us your prediction. Do you think Arsenal can win today's game, or what do you think that will happen in this transfer window? Do you think that your club did well in this transfer window? We want to hear your thoughts about this transfer and the game happening today. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Hello, guys, feeling.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
My name is people from Enugu.
Okay, what is your contribution?
They are not so.
I dey here for you. I'm here for you. Who be the small boys? Who be the small boys?
My boys beat me for starting this year. That's why we the guy we just 50-year-old boys. Yeah.
You know. I think Chelsea fans misunderstand the context of small boys. The average age for the Chelsea team. Wait, Noves, you do the research. The average age for the Chelsea team against West Ham on Monday. Who get the older age bracket?
No problem now. We got 3 minutes and 6 letters for our hand and support this. And from my club, now I think we buy like 2 players. They one of the players they feel like it's coming on June. They play the club that feel like coming to support on June. And the other one is the club that maybe support beach. And there is this 5 or 4 players in Chelsea. And the thing is that I'm not impressed with the Chelsea transfer window.
Okay.
Getting a striker the power thing for the club.
Thank you.
Right now, they need to sustain that perform.
They have 3 strikers.
All right.
We have a striker. Check his performance the way he wants it to perform.
Give him time. You have 3 strikers. Give them time.
Okay, no problem. We need a striker that will be able to make it to perform.
All right.
Our match, you shall let the best team win this match.
Okay.
I want to tell you they complete the state and everything. They calm down. Maybe Jonah not to calm down.
All right, thank you very much. All right, thank you very much. Okay.
Chelsea fans complain about getting a striker, and John is supporting that motion. They have 3 strikers: Christopher, Nico, and Mark. Their full name, Christopher Nkunku. I think this guy has gone on loan. Connie Chukwemeka.
Yeah, Kanye has gone on loan.
Chukwemeka has gone on loan. You have Mark Gui.
Yes.
Christopher Nkunku.
And Nico Jackson. 3 strikers, 3 worthy strikers. You went to Barcelona to get Mark Gui, and you sent him to the results at first, and all of a sudden you brought him to the first team to play Europa Conference League. So you have 3 strikers. You can't complain. Unlike Man United that have only 1.5 striker, and somebody that is a 9.5. That is not even a 9. It's not a 10. It's 9.5. So with Højlund and 9.5, Zeski, that's half. That's when I say 1.5 striker. You can't compare the 2 teams.
Okay, let's see what happens with all this transfer that happened throughout this January. He has closed, clubs have made their bid, and let's see if it's going to work out for them. For me, let's see for Arsenal and for Liverpool. No player coming in.
My team just got 1 player, and I'm happy with it.
Yes. I didn't want to talk about your team.
I'm just happy. At least he comes in and he starts scoring. You know me.
You will go on injury again.
Danny Ings.
You will go on injury
I trust a half-legged Ferguson than a full-legged Danny Ings. They say half bread is better than full chin-chin. That bread is better for me.
Okay, let's see. West Ham bought a striker, a young striker. He was attempted to be one of the best strikers, supposed to be one of the best strikers in the whole world, but it didn't work out for him because of injuries and basically because of injuries. He's always injured because you cannot perform, you cannot show your class if you are always on the treatment table. So for him, probably he's going to revive his career at West Ham if it's going to work out for him. But I think it's going to work out for him. Let's take the final call before I end the show. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Myself, we are back today. Thank God.
Name and location, please.
Good morning, Bishop from Tansekun.
All right, Bishop, quickly, what is your contribution?
I want to maybe start with City. I think, you brought them new. You don't expect them to adapt immediately.
Of
I
course.
am always someone who gives people a chance. If they just come new now, just give them chance to adapt. They may adapt and they may not. But I think within the 6 months, or let's say the 10 matches that remain in within 6 months, maybe the major work will be done in the summer. But I believe maybe as step is, I believe he can be able to inculcate them. You know that after the first match in his conference, he said that the young defender does not even hear English. Come. The guy doesn't hear come, according to Pep.
Exactly.
So, yes, all these things are still work that you need to do. If not because he's a footballer, I doubt anybody that will be to a country, you don't hear come, and to talk you will succeed. That's immediately. So, a lot of work needs to be done. So, far as I didn't try, they started the match. Somebody doesn't hear come. How do you communicate with English boys? The majority of the players. I don't even know his countrymen who are still in the team or who are in the team that we talk to him more with local language.
Yeah.
And Pep don't speak his language.
They will use interpreter. They will use interpreter for him.
Manu, I think Amorim should have bring a striker.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know our situation. We cannot go to market and buy because of the profit and sustainability one. Yes, profit and sustainability rule. We can't just move into the market and buy. I agree. But you need like to go from the forward, Anthony and the Rashford.
Yes.
Yes, you can argue that it's not a permanent thing. That's why it's difficult also. But you can also bring on loan. I want to say striker, Royland and Zegzi, they are not doing the job. That's the job of scoring. Anthony also, Garnacho, no way. I don't remember last time he scored. Ahmad, they're already choking him. It's only him. Bruno can't come from immediately to score once in a while. So I think you have been experienced one, maybe 29, 30, 31, 32 striker. That's what I expected him to do.
All right.
On a loan.
All right.
Even if you can't get him on a permanent deal, get him on a loan. Maybe by the end of the season, you go back and then you try to sign those ones to bridge your team.
Okay.
That's what I expected. But the goals are not coming.
Yeah.
I told the difference between Mario and Tottenham that we don't score. Tottenham scores. We only score. Well, we don't score, we don't defend. What are we doing in the pitch for 90 minutes?
All right. All right. Thank you, Bishop.
Thanks, man.
Thank you very much, Bishop.
Okay, let's see what happens in this transfer. After January, we'll see what happens. But let's see. Let's hope that it works out for everybody. For Amorim, he needs to calm down, and probably Man United need to give him time to build. For City, let's see if these signings will perform for him. For Aston and Liverpool that didn't buy, let's see. Spurs bought a young striker from Bayern Munich. So let's see if all these things work out for him. For the game today, let the best team win. Arsenal is down by 2 goals, so they need to come out and score a whole lot of goals. That is, they need to score 3 and not concede for them to win in St. James's Park, which is very, very difficult. But let's see what happens in today's game. Okay, we'll come tomorrow and talk about that game and other games because Liverpool is playing in the second semi-final of that game. So we'll talk about all that tomorrow. My name is Godwin, and have a wonderful day.
Gold 104.3 FM, where music meets the voltage. And enjoy the show.
Sports. Alex Iwobi gets the ball back to the left-hand side. The delivery comes in. Oh, it's a goal!
Why would it see comments?
Entertainment. News and politics.
Enugu State Governor has sent
Gospel.
and let them have the kingdom of God is within people.
Odinibo.
Daalụ ndị be anyị ekene m unu Igbo ndị ọma njem ọnụ unu na-emekwa ọfụma.
Awesome programs exclusively on
Volt 104.3 FM.